What shall I say? What shall I do? How am I going to say it? Why didn't I get the job? Why didn't I get that bigger promotion that I was leading on? Hi all, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories basically, as well as tips and advice along the way with your general health versus your mental health state, no matter where you're at in your life, along with hopefully giving you messages of hope so that you can have a clarity and understanding. As you can see, basically right now, as mentioned, that I'm going to be bringing us more of the mental health series. This is basically my species and series that I hope to address as much as possible, time permitting, along with maybe some fun things along the way if I look out for some activities that's closer to home where I am. So this one's all about how to handle rejection. I know for a fact that many people in our lives, tend to reject us for whatever reason it may be. Any form of rejection can come our way, be it, a loved one, maybe our career that we were trying to aim to go higher for a promotion, friends, book proposal, or anything else of that matter. Isn't something that should affect how happy we are, however, as well as the form of rejection that we need to take into consideration, weigh it a bit, but not to dwell on it too much. I know for a fact that rejection doesn't feel so great, and that sometimes it feels real unfathomable, and sometimes without any reason of a doubt that we start to obviously doubt in ourselves about we should have done better or whatever it may be, to that point of what I've just mentioned, how the rejection occurred in the first place. But it shouldn't be something you should permit to take away the happiness and your peace in your life, or anything about your characteristics, traits. The reality of life is that rejection will form a part of it. However, there will be some occasions when you apply for jobs, your date requests or ideas for change will be rejected by someone or somewhere or something. It's a healthy attitude to accept that rejection is a part of life, however, and to acknowledge that what really matters is finding the way to bounce back and try again. So in this one of the how to handle rejection of this series I'm doing right now, they're going to be broken down into 3 parts with my tips and advice along the way, as well as some warnings at the end of it. So part 1 obviously will be dealing with the aftermath after being rejected from whoever or whatever it may be. Part 2, dealing with rejection in long term, and part number 3 of the parts are handling a rejection proposal. So let's begin this, and hopefully you're enjoying these. Smash the like button as we go along. Anyway, this one's part 1, dealing with the immediate aftermath after being rejected. So number 1, have an appropriate time for your grieving period. You're going to feel upset because of a rejection, whether it's having a manuscript rejected, an idea rejected at work, being rejected by a potential romantic partner, and the list goes on. You're allowed to be upset for a time about that, and in fact, it's healthy for you to give yourself some time to process and grieve about it. Take some time out of your life to process the rejection. Classic example you could do is, if you can take the rest of the day off work, do that. Or if you were planning on going out that night, stay in and watch a movie instead. Go for a walk after an upset letter rejection, or allow yourself to binge on that chocolate cake that you've left in the fridge. Make sure that you don't go overboard, however, and spend days on end sitting in your house wallowing in your misery. That will only make your feelings or make yourself feel worse in the long run. Number 2, talk to a trusted friend. Now, this doesn't say you get free rein to shout your pain about the rejection from the rooftops. Hell no. You're not like a wolf howling at night when there's a sign of danger lurking around. This will only tell people, your potential partner, that girl you liked, or the guy you liked, your boss, that you're whiny and dramatic and can't handle a life at all. So get a trusted friend, family member or two to talk it over with them. The friend you want is the one who will tell it to you straight. They can't help you sort out what went wrong, if anything. Sometimes things you can change, and you just should let it be. What would be, as I'm learning now. They can also make sure that you can stay on track with your grieving period so that you don't start wallowing yet again. Avoid getting on social medias to air your grievances of this rejection period. The internet never forgets, and when you're trying to get that fab new job again, your employer might check the internet and see what you that you don't handle rejection well. No matter how upset or angry you are, just don't forever do it. As they say, we shouldn't be broadcasting everything on Facebook, because, you know, or any other social media platforms, regardless, because people will remember you as that kind of person. Don't forever complain too much. Again, you don't have to wallow in rejection, otherwise you're going to work yourself up into a state of righteous or depressed further. Don't start in about your rejection every time you're talking with your friend. If you think you've gone on with them, make sure to ask them, am I dwelling on this rejection too much? If they say yes, adjust accordingly to what they say. Number 3, accept the rejection early. As they say, the earlier you accept the rejection and attempt to move on from it, the easier a time you're going to have. It will also mean that you won't let rejections in the future absolutely flatten you, because you'll know how to obviously cope with it all, because you've been through it before. A classic example here is, if you don't get that job you really hoped and dreamed of getting, allow the appropriate time to be upset and then let it go, and just tell yourself, you know, something good will come along. I know it wasn't for me, I'll let it go right now. It's time to look for something else. It's a time for something new. It's time to start looking for something else, or examining what maybe you could change for the future. It's good to keep in mind, when one thing doesn't work, something else usually will, and usually in a way that we don't expect it. Number 4, don't take rejection personally. Remember that rejection says nothing about you as a person, however. Getting rejected is a part of life, as I mentioned, and it's not a personal attack on us on all means. For whatever reason, the publisher, the guild, your boss wasn't interested in a particular thing. Rejection isn't your fault per se. The other person or people was rejecting something particular that didn't work for them. They were rejecting the request, not you. Remember that they can't reject you as a person because they don't even know you from the very first glance when they saw you. Even if you've gone on a few dates with someone, that doesn't mean they know everything about you. As we know that relationships takes time, and it takes time to grow, thrive, and everything else in between. That doesn't mean they know everything about you and are this rejecting you as a person. They're rejecting a situation that doesn't work for them, so just respect that. For example, you asked out that girl or guy you really liked, and he or she said no. Does this mean that you are worthless? Does it mean no one will ever want to date you? No, of course not. He or she simply isn't interested in the request for whatever reason that may be. They could be in a relationship, they could not be interested in dating, and the list goes on. Number 5, last but not least, do something else. You need to get your mind off the rejection after the appropriate grieving time. Don't immediately get back to work on whatever it was that was rejected in the first place, because you'll still be dwelling on the rejection. You need a little space and time from it. For example, say you sent a novel to manuscript off to a publisher and it got rejected. After grieving for a bit, move on to a different store. Take some time trying your hand at different writing, trying out poetry or short stories. Doing something fun can be a great way to get your mind out of the rejection stage and to help you otherwise focus. Go out dancing, buy that new book that you really wanted to read. Take the weekend off and go to the beach with a friend or family member. You can't let rejection bring your life to a screeching halt, because you're going to have lots of instances of rejection in life, as everyone else does. By moving on with your life and doing other things, you aren't letting rejection ruin your life. Well, this basically ends a real quick, short, brief overview on how to handle rejection part 1. Give me the like for thumbs up as well, comment below. Feel free to share these videos around. Feel free to share your life experiences, how you handled your rejection. Feel free to turn on the notification bell so you can be my notification squad pretty much when it comes down to my videos that comes up freely. Feel free to subscribe so you can follow me on my journey and whatnot, and for these new adventures or what have you that is going to be installed hopefully in the next few maybe years to come, who knows. But fingers crossed, you never know, things are changing always around me, so who knows what will become of SB. But in the meantime, follow me also on my social media sites, on Facebook or Twitter. Mainly, most of the time with Facebook or Twitter, I post up there to give you guys lowdown what's going on, anyway, of all the changes. it's all about us communicating. Hopefully we can still do this, you know, share our life stories and that together. So all of you guys, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, see you again soon. Ciao.